Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and in an effort to, I don't know, show you guys something new, something you don't see every day, I thought I would show you what a shotgun shell is like, and then maybe, you know, use a shotgun in a game. So this is a 12-gauge shotgun shell. It's buckshot, there's 9 pellets inside. And if things go well, I'm going to take my new knife, thank you, FPS Russia, for the gift. I got it for Christmas. And I'm going to try and open up this shotgun shell. This might take a second here. But, you know, the objective was to show you guys something that maybe you don't see in every other commentary and teach you a little something about the shell. You know, it's funny. Games like Call of Duty can sometimes, you know, create a little bit of an interest in guns. And gun people actually hate Call of Duty players. Gun people think that, you know, they have this, like, false education, or, you know, that Call of Duty players think they know more than they actually know. Because they can get, you know, the false idea, like, you know, they understand that, for example, an ACR has a lot less recoil than, you know, an M16, or the FAMAS is the best gun, etc. But in reality, that's not how it goes. In reality, the game guys try to have their guns have something in common with the real-life guns. You know, oftentimes the rate of fire and stuff like that is accurate. But they also make changes to the gun compared to real life so that the guns are balanced, right? And if they do this really well, then every gun is sort of perfect for its own situation. Then, you know, if in the game world, this looks like it's working pretty well. In the game world, their objective is, you know, the Scorpion is perfect for this style of play, and the ACR is perfect for this style of play, and even like an ACR and M16, which in real life, pretty similar guns. In the game, you know, they can behave very differently. So I think I might be getting pretty close here. Alright, so now what you've seen is I've cut through what's called the casing, right? This green part is the case around a shotgun shell. And if I open this up, come on baby. In this case, there are 9 pellets, or BBs, I think that is what they're actually called. And hopefully you can see these okay. And these are the things that do the hurting, right? They're kind of like little musket balls, and when you shoot, they spray out, depending on how far you are, but let's say something like 10-20 yards, they'll spray out in a hole like that big. And each of these things weighs like almost as much as like a 9mm bullet does, but they don't get shot quite as fast. So those are the things that do the hurting. And then in here, this is the wad. So you could actually, and some people do this, put anything in here that you want, right? I could take these pellets out and fill it with like ground up utensils. Or I saw an FPS Russia video once where he modified a shotgun shell, just like I've done right here, and he put an arrow in there. And then he had his shotgun shoot an arrow at a mannequin. It was really pretty cool. Because whatever you put in this plastic wad is what's going to get shot out of the shotgun, which is pretty neat. Now, the next thing in the case is gunpowder. So, let me see. I can clean my surface here a little bit. This is the gunpowder. And they look like, my gunpowder seems a little bit packed. There we go. There's more. So this gunpowder was behind this, and this thing here is a primer. I don't know if you'll be able to see the primer very well, but what happens is if you tap right here, it creates a small little explosion, and then that sets this gunpowder off, which creates a bigger explosion, and then that launches this forward, and whatever's in this goes shooting at, you know, hopefully a bad guy, or in my case usually like a piece of paper. That's that's what I tend to shoot. So so this is how a shotgun shell works, and I thought, you know, maybe there would be some of you who've never seen this before, and it would capture your interest. And you know, if you're adventurous and willing to risk your life with silly stuff, like I said before, you know, you could put an arrow in here, or, you know, whatever silly thing goes through your head, and you know, the shotgun hits the primer, explodes the gunpowder, shoots this thing out, and you know, whatever's in here gets launched across the way. So anyway, I hope you guys like this, and let's get on to some gameplay. Hey guys, so the original idea for this was to have shotgun gameplay, like a real short thing, but since I didn't have any, I used this gun game stuff where I use all kinds of rounds, and let's talk about all kinds of guns. So shotguns are a lot more deadly in real life than they are in the game, right? Shotguns are actually one of the deadliest things you'll find, and it turns out that the reason they don't use shotguns like they are in real life in the game is because that wouldn't be any fun. Shotguns would just be like these awesome killing machines that blasted people, and you know, every shotgun killing people from say anywhere on dome every time, that would suck, right? Who wants to play a game against someone who has a rifle like that? And you say, oh well, shotguns are so incredibly awesome, why don't they use them in real battle more often than they actually do? And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to go back to like World War II. They used to fire, maybe it was World War I, forgive me, I'm not a super gun guy, but they used to use bigger rounds than they do, even bigger bullets than they use in modern times. And what happened was, the U.S. Army, they did this study, and they decided that the bullets that the Americans were carrying were too big. So a typical American was carrying something like, I don't know, I'll make up a number, 100 rounds of extra ammo on them as they went through the woods and fought. And they figured out, like, you know what, if they have this smaller round, this smaller bullet, then they can carry 200 rounds. And they eventually discovered, like, you know what, a 7-man team of Marines can be as effective as a 12-man team of Marines, using the bigger, fatter bullet. Why? Because they can carry more. They can have a higher sustained rate of fire. Look, I didn't even know this guy in the room with me. They can have a higher sustained rate of fire. They can get, carry more bullets. They can shoot more. If you picture like an enemy force trying to overrun, 7 guys sort of dug in the woods, then they're going to have a huge advantage if they can carry more rounds. So they shrunk the round that they carried to the 223, which is a smaller thing. Take that to the extreme and say, why doesn't everyone carry shotguns? If shotguns are so gosh darn deadly, well, heck, if you're going to need to shoot more than 15, 20 times, if you're going to find yourself out there in like a sustained gunfight, then you need to be able to carry a lot of rounds. And if you're the shotgunner, it's great if you're just like trying to take over somebody's house where you're unlikely to really need to like mow down an army. But it's not very good if it's like 200 versus 200 because you'll find yourself unarmed in no time. So if you guys like this, if you'd like to see a little combination of real life and gameplay stuff added together, then click like on the video and let me know that this is something that really appeals to you, as a change of pace. I can't do it all the time. I've only got so much stuff, but and I'd like to see doing something different rewarded. You click like, it helps the Gamertag Nation grow, and that's always a cool thing for me. So anyway, 2 videos you may have missed. The top one is the state of Modern Warfare 3. I talk about that for a while, how I'm enjoying the game, how things are going, and it's good. It's kind of a different view than I hear from most of the other guys talking about the game. And the bottom one is my Dead Space game, and I thought that went really well, so it was a really good time. I played it for ages. So check one of those out, or both. They open in separate windows, and have a nice day. Oh, if you're new around here, subscribe in the top right, and I'd love to have you be part of the Gamertag Nation, family. I don't know. We'll figure it out.